What is going on out there, peeps? All right, let's get back on what's going on in Vietnam Dong. Look, I was watching this report the other day on the news, and it looks like Vietnam might actually come out in the top 2 or 3 in the world as far as economies for the year 2020, despite the Rona. All right, and we've been watching that all year long. To be quite honest with you, when I do my news on the Vietnam Dong, what I'm looking for is things happening around the inside the economy that gives me some kind of idea that it's strengthening. And when the economy is strong, then obviously it strengthens the dollar as well. Now keep in mind, just like the Iraqi dinar, the thing that a lot of people aren't taking in consideration, they're too busy watching what's going on in Iraq and in Vietnam. But also remember, these things are measured up against the US dollar. So there is a lot of hype, a lot of talk about the crash of the dollar, and it's supposed to happen within the next 18 months. So anybody holding on to gold and silver, you're going to do great. Anybody holding on to the Vietnam Dong and the Iraqi dinar, you're going to do great. Okay, once the value of the dollar crashes, and these dollars will rise against the US dollar, okay? Anyways, if you guys are thinking about buying precious metals, then you should give a consideration to our friends over there at Money Metals Exchange. The link is in the description. If you are a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, and you will get a free half ounce of silver. From now to the end of the month, return buyers spending more than $200, use promo code PEEPS, and they will give you $10 back as a way of just saying thank you to my subscribers. You guys know I got Pimpy's Investment Chat. It's a group on Facebook. It's free to join. The link's in the description. Feel free to ask any questions you want right here, and there's a lot of very knowledgeable people within the group besides myself, and we'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you might have. As you guys are well aware, I also have a Twitter account. You can come join me there as well. Real quick, let's get into what's going on. Is there any good news, bad news? What's going on? Well, we like to see this type of stuff. AB Bank profit exceeds 2020's profit target in 11 months. So this is good. If you set a profit target, and keep in mind, again, we're talking about they still had to deal with the Rona. So if their profit target is met in the 11th month of the year, that means they're doing really, really well. These are the types of things I look for. Okay, it says the Ben Commercial Joint Stock Bank achieved a pre-tax profit, and this is we'll just use US dollars, that profit of $59.3 million in the first 11 months of the year, equivalent to 101% of its target for the full year. This is good. This is what we like to see. The gains positive growth in main business activities over the same period last year. So these are like little things that I'm looking for. So you see this. It gains positive growth in main business activities over the same period last year. So good. That's one thing I like to see. That's always good news. We kind of keep an eye out on these specific things like this. Also, this is something that I wanted to bring to your attention for those of you who are buying and investing into silver. We're starting to see more and more countries make that push into green technology, as you are well aware. Solar panels. This is either solar panels or one huge beer pong table. I'm not sure. But nonetheless, solar panels use a lot of silver. And as the rest of the world starts pushing for us to go green, again, you can imagine there's going to be scarcity on silver. Vietnam should shift to clean energy market mechanism forms. It already is. Vietnam needs to speed up its transition to clean, secure, market-based energy by switching to advanced technologies, improving the energy sector's performance, and encouraging private investment and conference heard in HMC, which is Hanoi City. Okay, so again, I only wanted to bring this up because where was it? I could have sworn I was reading many articles about their solar fields over there. Some of them they have literally acres. This is on water, by the way, and this is kind of cool. They're called, obviously floating solar panels. So here in the desert, like in places like Nevada, they have huge solar farms. I mean, there's acres and acres of solar panels. Again, when I see that, all I think is cha-ching. I think about all the silver that they're using, and I go, yep, that's what we like to see. So I just brought this up just to mention that. Again, we're starting to see this move. As you guys are all well aware, the whole Great Reset is trying to force everybody into this whole save the climate BS, okay? So nonetheless, look, when you see this, this is good. So when you see other articles, just remember, thank God I have silver because it's going to be real scarce. Shares in higher on the back of blue chips. So that's just for one particular day. But again, what I do is, for me, I always think to myself, I want to find those same companies that I've been keeping an eye on all year long. I'm curious to see the year-end report on the top companies that performed really well in Vietnam, especially during the Rona. I'm curious to see what company names are on there. So let me give you an idea what I'm talking about. It says Vietnam shares advanced on Friday on the back of gains in numerous blue chip stocks. Okay, so let's scroll down because I like to look for the stocks of those individuals. There we are. So there are all the different groups broke down by sector. Of course, you see some are VENIAMIN on there as usual, and all that. But just come down here. It says a series of blue chip stocks such as, and it gives you the names of the companies. But look there's Petro Vietnam Gas. That's the one we talk about a lot. Okay. Vin Group is one of my favorites. That's on there all the time. Vin Group and Vin Homes. I think Vin Homes is part of Vin Group. And there's VENIAMIN right there. VENIAMIN's in there. Again, these are the ones that we see. Oh, there's Vin Homes right there. So anyways, these are the same ones we see a lot as top performing stocks over in Vietnam. Again, I keep saying this, but then I got sidetracked with a lot of other things that are going on. I need to find a way where we can invest into the stock market over there in Vietnam. So if anybody's got any idea, reach out to me if you got a way to do that. All right. So I'm curious because I think there's a lot of us who would like to find a way to buy into some of these stocks. All right. That's definitely good. This stuff we like to see, but I notice it again. The same ones are usually up there: Petro, Vietnam Gas, Vin Group, Vin Homes, VENIAMIN. So yeah, I'm always happy when I see that because again, it makes me feel when you see the names over and over. After a while, you get familiar with the names. You're like, yeah, I already know who the top performer ones are. I'm curious to see how they do at year end. How many of these companies actually show a profit? That'd be really nice to see, and that's despite the Rona. So we talk about currency manipulation. I just did a video on that long ago, and I showed you guys that hey, once again, Vietnam is on the naughty list, and Santa wasn't very happy about it, and I wasn't sure if Trump was going to try to do anything about it. I said I would be surprised if he let it slip, but sure enough, it says on here, Trump's final trade jab may be tariffs on Vietnamese goods exports. Okay, so it looks like Trump is going to go ahead and so you got to listen to what they say. He's going to make their tariff recommendations. What it is, it says President Trump is likely to unveil proposed tariffs on Vietnamese goods before he leaves office in January, currency and trade experts say, after the U.S. branded the growing U.S. trade partner a currency manipulator last week. This is, again, their third time on this list. U.S. companies, see, in the past, other administrations would just blow this off. Trump took it seriously. He thought it was an unfair way to compete with foreign countries when they were allowed to manipulate their currency. Now, don't get me wrong, we do the same thing here, but I'm just saying. Nonetheless, U.S. companies that import goods from Vietnam should brace for significant tariffs from the U.S. trade representatives. Section 301 investigations into currency evaluation practices, expert says. So the results of the probe running in parallel with Treasury review announced last week could be in public as soon as June the 7th, which is right after that big January 7th. So right after that big January 6th gathering over there in D.C. I hope everybody makes it out there. It is wise to be planning now for the conclusion of the Section 301 process because, especially with the Treasury designation, it is extremely likely that the United States will impose some kind of retaliations against Vietnam. So here's something. Trump's going to make the proposals. I don't know if he's going to be able to get them activated. And I started thinking to myself, well, even if he does, just like Trump tried to erase everything Obama did, make no doubt that Biden's going to come in and try to erase everything that Trump does. But in this particular case, that might not be what happens. He might actually endorse this or support it, or at the very least implement it, if not make it more severe. And the reason why I say that is this. Biden is bought for and paid for and is manipulated and controlled by China. And we all know that what happened when Trump was in office, a lot of companies left China. A lot of companies that produce. They went from China into Vietnam, Malaysia, Taiwan, all of them. You can see already China is bullying these same nations I'm talking about, trying to take control of them. Okay? So, being that Biden is controlled by China, then it would make sense to me, then he would probably allow this to be implemented just for the sake of helping out China. Anyways, U.S. companies imported $65 billion worth of goods from Vietnam in the first 10 months of 2020, compared to 66.6 of all of 2019. So we still got 2 more months worth. Will it pass it up? We'll see. Anyways, tariffs could hit the 400 billion plus sales. Woo! U.S. apparel, footwear sector, along with furniture, electronics, household goods. All right. So again, I did that video showing you guys that they were on now for their 3rd time, and I was waiting to hear some news about it, and this came out a couple days ago. I just, I've been waiting to just talk about it a little bit, but it goes in here and says this: intervention surpluses, the Treasury long delayed currency report. Remember, we're waiting for the whole election to be done. But anyways, Vietnam and Switzerland had exceeded all 3 of the thresholds for currency manipulations. Both countries had foreign exchange market interventions and global current account surpluses exceeding 2% of gross domestic product. Anyways, there's a criteria that they use. That's what they're talking about. Nonetheless, that's what's going on. I'll leave this link for you guys to check out. But people are asking me, though, I know if they're going to add tariffs. It looks like it. Does this mean they'll raise the rate? That would be one of the solutions. But the truth of the matter is, I think it is either sell some of their foreign currency holdings, or they'll do something like that, or increase an import from a country. They'll find a way to balance it without actually changing the rate of the currency sometimes. Or when they change it, they'll change it within a percentage of something. So again, we're keeping an eye on this, but I think the big move for both the Iraqi dinar and Vietnam is definitely going to come during the crash of the dollar. But that doesn't mean we won't see some announcements about the rate changing before then, some type of RV. Okay? Anyways, you guys, just want to share this with you. That's what's going on in Vietnam. Let me know what you think. Come check out this article. Again, I'll post it in the description. All right. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel. And I surely do appreciate it. And I'll catch you later.